WEFM.com. WeFM News online, on demand.
Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Sensational savings are here this summer at Courts Optical. Get a free pair of designer sunglasses with your glasses purchase. Now that's sensational. Free sunglasses and your glasses, and you can get it all with no cash. Choose from our flexible credit terms from 3 to 24 months to repay. At Courts Optical, the savings are sensational. You don't want to miss these deals. Conditions apply. See in store for details. Courts Optical. Value you can see.
Welcome back to WeFM's Midday News. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. WeFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv. First, on the local scene. With Vincimas 2022 having concluded, the question is now being raised about the possibility of rehiring teachers that decided not to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves, while speaking on the Issue at Hand program, said this consideration could be given once there is no outbreak of COVID-19 following the carnival festivities. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
Now that we are staffing afresh or having new staffing arrangement for the new school term, what is the situation of those teachers in a new epidemiological situation or an altered epidemiological situation as far as COVID is concerned? Should those teachers who did not take the vaccine and who, under the law, where there was a requirement for them to take it, that when they didn't take it, they had abandoned their jobs under the law, whether they should be offered to return, if they wish to return, and on what conditions they return in relation to vaccine, in relation to testing, the mask wearing.
The Prime Minister also raised the question of whether or not parents of students and vaccinated teachers would approve of the return of the unvaccinated teachers.
The question also, what would the parents say in relation to liberalization of any conditions? Would the parents feel that an unvaccinated teacher is safe to have in the classroom still in relation to their children? Would the vaccinated teachers like the unvaccinated teacher inside of the staff room? Because this is not only about those teachers who chose not to take the vaccine and who did not meet the requirement in law. Those are questions which may emerge within the next couple of weeks.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Rav Gonsalves, speaking on the Issue at Hand program. Dr. Gonsalves said while it is not unreasonable to give consideration to the return of the unvaccinated teachers, it is not a straightforward issue, and whatever decision is made will be made with advice from the Chief Medical Officer and those entrusted in law to provide relevant advice. A story that a shooting victim had to wait 5 hours at the Chateaubriand Hospital for an ambulance from Kingston, reportedly because the one based near him did not have enough gas to take him to the capital, is far from the truth, according to an official release from the Ministry of Health. The ministry would like to inform the general public that the report, as was circulated on social media, that there was no gas for the ambulance to take a shooting victim from the Chateaubriand Smart Hospital to the Kingston Hospital, is far from the truth, an official release from the Ministry of Health stated. The release goes on to state that based on preliminary investigations conducted by the ministry, it is confirmed that the ambulance in question had sufficient gasoline to transport the patient to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. The Ministry of Health said that it regrets any inconvenience caused by this incident and that further investigations are being conducted to ascertain why the patient was not transported to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. Still on the local scene, the irresponsibility of some of Liot's employees led to the airline's loss of money in various ways. This is according to Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves, who made the statement on the Issue at Hand program while discussing plans to revive the airline. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
Let me hasten to add, pilots, engineers, flight attendants, and others, there are a host of them who are excellent workers. But the fact remains that some of them are highly irresponsible and made Liat lose a lot of money. with wildcat strikes and withdrawal of labor, not turning up, but the flights move late. You know what I mean? And you lose 500,000, 600,000, $1 million, depending on the extent of the delays, because you have a knock-on effect in the schedule, and therefore you have to give people refunds because people have to make alternative arrangements. You have to put up people in hotels. The planes had to be left idle. All kind of things.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, speaking on the issue and the program aired on Sundays on WEFM. On to news in the region. Police in Guyana have detained 2 foreign nationals after a single-engine plane bearing what appear to be the United States registration markings N5470Z made an illegal landing at the Midday airstrip in Region 8 on Sunday. Police said that bags bearing the marking King Coca 30, packed with what they believe to be cocaine, were found strapped inside the aircraft. In a statement late Sunday, Guyanese police said the cocaine and some marijuana were being weighed by anti-narcotics police at the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters in the presence of a Colombian pilot, 42-year-old Rodriguez Estevan, and Brazilian co-pilot, 24-year-old Matias Vinicius Alberto. They said the marking King Coca 30 on 8 of the 10 bags of cocaine is similar to the King Coca branded 973 blocks of cocaine that had been seized in South Africa last year from aboard a Panama-registered fishing vessel. Antigua and Barbuda has no choice but to respect the recent Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court ECSC ruling, which said that its buggery law was unconstitutional. Prime Minister of Antigua Gaston Brown made this comment on Saturday as he expressed his opinion on the matter. The court has ruled that the provisions are discriminatory and we can't build a society based on discrimination. Discrimination results in social tensions, so we have to accept the position of the court, he said. We also have to accept that even those who are different from us, those who are part of the LGBTQIA community, they are people. They are human beings just like us. They have rights and they should be treated like human beings and not like animals. They should not be discriminated against, Brown stated. The ECSC ruled that Sections 12 and 15 of Antigua and Barbuda's Sexual Offences Act 1995, which criminalized consensual anal sex, were unconstitutional since they infringed on a person's right to choose an intimate partner. On the international scene, Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has confirmed he will resign, the Prime Minister's office has said, after tens of thousands of protesters stormed the official residences of both men. Sri Lanka is in deep financial crisis, and the crowd say they won't leave until both men quit their posts. The Parliament Speaker had earlier said the president would resign on July 13th. Mr. Rajapaksa, whose whereabouts are unknown, has not spoken publicly since his residence was stormed on Saturday. According to the BBC, he is on a Navy vessel in Sri Lankan waters. He was moved to safety before protesters entered the presidential palace. The president has been blamed for the country's economic mismanagement, which has caused dire shortages of food, fuel, and medicine for months. His resignation was first announced by the Parliament Speaker on Saturday, but many Sri Lankans responded with skepticism to the idea that he would relinquish power. And finally, in sports, Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has criticized the authorities who initially blamed the club's supporters for issues around the Champions League final in Paris. Supporters described heavy-handed policing, organizational chaos, and overcrowding at the game on May 28th. The match was delayed when long queues of Liverpool fans built up outside the stadium in Paris. French police used tear gas and pepper spray on some supporters. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. news. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Family fun days are here. Now is the time for movie marathons, tasty treats, and outdoor fun. At Courts, we have the TVs, appliances, grills, pools, and more to make your home the place to be. Get it all today with no cash when you shop with Courts Ready Finance. Family fun days are on now. Get what you need at Courts, bringing value home. Offer ends July 23rd. Conditions apply.